Good morning. Subcommittee of Finance will now hear the budget of Aurora Pacific Economic Zone and Freeport Authority this morning. So this meeting is now called to order. So I'd like to ask the Secretariat to acknowledge the resource persons present for today.
Good morning. This is the budget hearing of the Aurora Pacific Economic Zone and Freeport Authority. For the record, may we recognize the following representative. Mr. Israel Madukdok, the President of APECO, the Deputy Administrator Edward Pineda, the Finance Chief Mr. Anthony Valencia. We have Mr. Tristan Joseph Angeles, the National Secretariat Anti-APECO, Mr. Rosito Toduk, the Task Force Anti-APECO, Attorney Irene Aguila, the legal team. That would be all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So first, first, before we continue, the chair would like to, of course, acknowledge a former colleague, one of the more respected senators and the more diligent senators. We have Senator Sergius Menya is here with us. Thank you for being with us this morning, sirs. So first, the chair would like to ask the president of APECO and APECO officials for their presentation, and then right after we will go hear the oppositors, no? Just to have a balanced hearing for this morning. Mr. President of Israel Madukdok, please, you now have the floor.
Okay, good morning po. Maraming salamat po. Siguro po, bago po kami mag-present ng presentation namin this morning, I would like to introduce some of the invited resource person from APECO. We have here the board members of the province of Aurora, Ruben S. Alipio Jr., Philip Butch Bautista, Reynante Tolentino, Jesus Palmero, and Mr. Cesar Pimentel. We have also the acting vice mayor of the municipality of Casiguran, Honorable Eugene Calugtong. And then we have the Sangguniang Bayan member, Roy Alipio, ABC President Christopher M. Ora, SKP President Aguiles Rex U. Eugenio, and then we have the barangay captains from Barangay 1 Rosalinda Macamus, Dante Santos, Saldi Mora, Carmencita Uy, Neri Rojas, Hermel España, Jonathan Cornelio, Meli Curitana, Proceso Moreno, Rolando Benavides, Danilo Camiguing, Velus Eugenio, Violeta Fernandez, Gilbert Cabuyo, Renato Cudel Diego, and Miss Conchita Descarga. And then we also have the SK chairperson, Maria Janine Caballero, Jonah May Aguilar, Akli Rojas, Con Harvey Esteves, and Jeric Tursar. We have representatives from indigenous people of Casiguran. We have Regina Inaria, and then we have Bita Banayad. We have Joel Guerra Jr., Willie Mendoza, Enrico Ora, Cru Ludeto, and Joel Guerra. And then we have the other members of some APECO personnel, Your Honor.
Please, Mr. President, please start already because I still have another hearing. Yeah. No, I still have the HIV/AIDS under my other committee. So please, and also make it as brief as possible.
Yes.
So we can start with the deliberation.
Sige po, can we now post the presentation, please? As a briefer, Honorable Chairman, as requested during the last Senate hearing, we had conducted several dialogues with the people of Casiguran as well as the Task Force Anti-Apeco. And this had happened during the year 2017 and 2018. Well, as everyone know, ang Apeco po ay na-create po ito sa pamamagitan ng Batas Republika 9490 at ito po ay na-amend ng Republic Act 10-0083. Ito po ay inauthor ng yumaong Senador Edgardo Angara at ang ngayon ay Senador na si Sani Angara. Ang Apeco po ay nasa probinsya nasa munisipyo ng Casiguran. Ito po ay may dalawang parsela. Parcela 1 na 496 and Parcel 2 covers about 12,427 hectares. Narito po ang land map use ng conceptualized land use plan ng Apeco. Meron ho kaming corporate campus which is about 16 hectares, educational area, light industrial area, tourism area, mixed-use development area, residential area, agri-technopark area, and the airport zone area. Next, please. Ito po ang kasalukuyan ng mga infrastruktura na makikita natin sa Aurora Eco Zone. Yan po ay giniba nung panahon ng Typhoon Lando at Labuyo noong 2013 and 2015. No? So yan po ang completed infrastructure that you can see in Aurora Eco Zone. Yang lahat pong yan ay nag-iba nung nagkaroon ng Typhoon Labuyo at Lando. Yan po ngayon ang mga present infrastructure na ginagawa namin, ang underground power system. Meron po kaming bagong tinatayo na corporate office building na magiging IT building in the future. At yan po ay magkakaroon po ng expansion eventually in the next 2 years. Narito naman po mga opportunities that can be had in Aurora Eco Zone. We are now concentrating on agri and aqua development. Ang agri po namin ngayon, ang aqua development po namin ngayon ay nandyan po sa may Casiguran Bay and Casiguran Sound. Meron po kami perspective na dalawang big fishing processor and exporter. Meron lang po silang mga concern na dapat ma-address po namin before we properly present this to the next budget hearing. Nandiyan po mga recommended na mga pwedeng isda na palakihin natin dyan sa Casiguran Bay and Casiguran Sound. Meron po tayong danggit, meron tayong lapu-lapu, meron po tayong red snapper, no, apahap, and the rest. No. Ang Technopark naman po, ito ho ay i-devote muna namin sa coconut plantation dahil karamihan po ng mga lupain doon ay mayroong mga coconut trees. And the possible products that can be processed inside the eco zone are cocoa water, cocoa coir, no, lambanog, cocoa wine, and the revival of the nata de coco export. Sa ecotourism naman po, last year po ay nagkaroon ng 1.2 million tourists ang Baler. Nag-overflow po ito sa Northern Aurora kasama po ang Casiguran. Last summer festival po na ginanap sa Apeco, meron po kaming about 4,000 local tourists na nag-participate. Ang Baler Casiguran Road po natin ngayon ay tapos na at ang Quezon at ang Casiguran Airport naman pong runway ay ready. Andyan po ang ilang views na po pwedeng makita sa tourism. We have beaches in Kasapsapan and in Muchong, and we have beautiful falls that can be found in Dilasag, Dinalungan, and Dinapihi. And these are some pictures of the summer festival. We had a biking race, and then volleyball tournament and local games and IP's tournament, sports fest. The potential of APECO can be had maybe after the Philippine Rise. And as you know, this was the vision of Senator Angara when he had in mind the APECO to be developed in Kasiguran. As you know, that the Philippine Rise or Benham Rise has marine resources and natural gas and probably mineral deposit. And for the budgetary support, for the past 5 years, we have been given a caretaker's budget which ranges from 48 million to as high as 59 million. For this year, we are proposing that the budget of 58 million, composing of PS and MOE of 48 million and a capital outlay for the fencing of the National Housing Project of 10 million. Okay. We can only do so much if during the NEDA recommendation, when NEDA had evaluated APECO, is that the national government should continue to support the completion of the necessary structures and facilities of APECO. Without this, we cannot attract investors to come in to APECO. These are some of the recommendations of NEDA as taken from the 2013 assessment of APECO. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you, Mr. President. Siguro we'll go to we'll hear the oppositors. We will just ask, I'll just ask, probably we'll hear also Senator Osmeña after the oppositors, and I'll just ask some questions after. Siguro sa oppositors, sino po magsasalita?
Ako po mauna.
Tristan Joseph
Mr. Chair.
Angeles.
Opo.
Okay, sige.
Magandang umaga po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po na pinaunlakan nyo yung aming request.
Magkaibang grupo po kayong tatlo?
Isa po kaming grupo at iba-iba po kaming part.
Okay, please make it brief as possible.
Okay po,
Go
it is
straight
brief
to the
po,
point.
Senator. For the past years, our arguments against the APECO has always been on its question of unconstitutionality, of how it has continued to be, and how the law has railroaded the process of various laws. But now for this morning, what I would like to highlight for this morning is that APECO has been receiving billions for the past 11 years, 1.7 billion, and even 2.9 billion for its infrastructures before in 2012-2013. But even after that, directional plans continues to exclude the people of Kasiguran. Initially, APECO planned to be a heavily industrial zone with plans of building infrastructures. This was highlighted in their master plan, which they have submitted 4 years late to NEDA. So they have built airstrips, they have built ice plants, which would then support the industrialized eco zone of APECO. However, in 2013, there was a dialogue between our group and between the former President Aquino, wherein he recommended that there will be a NEDA report. And in that NEDA report, it was recommended for APECO to venture in agri-aqua industry. And in the agri-aqua industry, they have established still infrastructures that would support this venture. However, marami na pong dumaang bagyo na sumira po sa mga infrastructures na ito. Lately po, may balita po na APECO will be venturing in online gaming and casinos. So this was even acknowledged by the President himself and even called out the agency itself. The President obviously has really been critical about this industry, and this, the way we see it, is this is already different from what APECO has been when it was created. On record from last year's Senate budget hearing, it was on record that APECO will be changed or transformed into a military zone. So this begs for us the question, what really is the plan of APECO, and what really is the path that APECO is going towards? Revenue-wise, it has been far from being profitable. Pattern-wise, it has no significant profit incurred for the past years, and even in 2018 and in 2019, it is estimated to be at a loss of 4 million. Historically, financial irregularities and inconsistency continues to riddle APECO's COA audit report. In fact, this year, in 2017 COA audit report, the report explicitly stated that for 11 years, APECO failed to have significant desirable outcomes and is not likely to be operational in the next 4 years. This year, APECO is requesting an amount of 49 million, which 58 million, which 10 million is for the fencing of Nayan Kalikasan. With the controversy on its directional plan, financial irregularities and inconsistencies, and even the issue of unconstitutionality, why would we allow to fund a project that has all these controversies? The promise of the law is for it to be the future of Aurora, but basing from accounts and reports, we find it that this is an unfair promise to back on, considering its track record of failures and a history of wastage of taxpayers' money. In addition to this, I would like to introduce Kuya Sito, a fisher folk from Kasiguran, who would be sharing his account of how APECO has affected his life and the sector of fisher folks.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ako po ang Pangulo ng Samahan ng mga Mangisda sa Kasiguran. Katunayan, kasama ako po yung itinalaga nilang tagapagsalita ng lahat ng sektor na sakop ng TPA o Tax Force Anti-APECO. At narito kasama ko ang mga sa sektor ng mga katutubo. Andito sila, hindi ko na po papangalanan. Sa sektor ng mga magsasaka sa upland at farmers, andito sila. Sektor ng Fisher Fox, nandito rin po. Nandito kami upang ipahayag, idaing sa inyo ang mga kasalukuyang kaganapan doon sa aming lugar, sa lokal na kalagayan. Ang mga tao ay hindi po nasisihan sa daloy at pagpapatakbo ng APECO at alam namin na pera ng bayan ang inuubos doon o para daw sa kaunlaran ng mamamayan, pero hindi po namin nararamdaman ang kaunlarang yon. Unang-una sa mga magsasaka, ang lupa na kanilang binungkal mula pa 1960 hanggang ngayon ay nasakop ito ng APECO kaya hindi nila mapatituluhan ng lupa. Ang mga katutubo naman ay siyempre ang lupang ninuno ay pinangarap nila magkaroon sila ng kadti. Pero sa loob ng 12,923 hektarya na sinakop ng APECO, which is yun po yung lupang ninuno. Kaya ang mga katutubo ay halos nababalisa o nagagambala sa kanilang kasiguruhan sa lupa. At ang mga fisher folks naman po, ang fisher folks ay nangangamba rin dahil sa ngayon ang daming mga malalaking kapitalista na nag-a-apply ng mga piscages doon sa lugar kung saan yun lamang po yung tanging pinangunguhaan ng mga fisher folks na maliliit ng isda na kanyang ibubuhay sa kanyang maliit na pamilya o kanilang mga pamilya. Pag tinayuan po ito ng piscage, wala na po silang lugar na pupuntahan at wala na mapapangisdaan na ito yung pinangkakabuhay nila sa buong maghapon sa kanilang maliit na pamilya at pagpapaaral ng mga anak. So ngayon po, gaya ng binanggit na presentation kanina, totoo po palang mga piscages ito, yung marami na nag-apply at pag ito po ay naaprubahan, ito ay malaking sagabal sa aming mga mangisda. Pangalawa, yung kanila pong airstrip, dating bakawan ito, samantalang ito po ang plano ng mga mangisda na i-rehab ang mga bakawan dahil doon lamang nanggagaling ang mga isda o yun lamang yung tanging makapagdadagdag ng pagpaparami ng mga marine ecology. Pero nasira ito at ginawang airstrip at mayroon pang plano dugtungan yon kung saan yung mga karagatan na yon ay tatabunan nila at mawawalan ng daan ang mga mangisda na doon ay dumuduong sa kanilang panirahan. Karamihan sa mangisda ay nakatira sa tabing dagat. Dahil sa APECO, may posibilidad pong sila ay mapahawa doon o mapalis. Kawawa naman ang mga maliliit na mangisda na simula't-simula ay doon ang nakatira. Yun lamang po.
Maraming salamat po, Kuya Sito. To wrap up everything, Senator JV, we believe na it is very timely that ikaw po yung naging chairperson for this committee and especially this budget hearing because we believe that as an advocate for anti-dynasty and good governance that we see this as a prime example of the adverse effects of political dynasties to the Filipino community. Laws gets passed without consultations, and how power is centralized to the few and how it continues to disenfranchise different sectors, and especially the poorest of the poor, the fisher folks, farmers, and the indigenous community sectors in Kasiguran. Thus, we end our presentation with the following questions. First is, why has APECO not been held physically accountable for their failures? Second is, why has the 1.7 billion allotted to Kasiguran not brought any value to Kasiguran? And third is, what good would APECO bring to the people in Kasiguran if up until now the administration of APECO is still in the startup phase? When will the promised development be delivered to the communities? With this, we ask for the following: zero budget for APECO, a moratorium on the operations of APECO, a call for the conduct of a COA's performance audit report, and for the repeal and amendment of the APECO law. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Before we continue, probably my former colleague, Senator Osmeña, would like to make any statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Madukdok, I thought you were fired by President Duterte.
Wala po kasing katotohanan yung balita na yun eh. Wala po kami nun sa Cebu.
Wala kayo.
Opo.
Who was the one in Cebu?
Hindi ko po alam.
Okay. Ngayon, but you heard the President, he issued Executive Order number 13,
Yes po.
saying that all gambling, all online gambling would not be allowed anymore in APECO, in CESA, and in the Bataan Air Force, Freeport zone. You heard that. So ano nangyari ngayon sa kontrata ninyo with Pacific Seaboard Leisure and Entertainment Corporation?
I will allow my legal officer to answer that, Mr. Senator.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Senator Osmeña. I think the Executive Order 13, series of 2017, was issued by the President, allowing the operation of online gaming by PAGCOR, CESA, APECO, and AFAB. With respect to your questions regarding the contract, because of the pronouncement of the President last May 2018, APECO has issued a announcement and a public advisory that it will abide by the pronouncement of the President to cease and desist any operations in Metro Manila.
In Metro Manila. Correct. Now, but you have nobody there in APECO, in Kasiguran right now, that operates online gaming.
Yes, Mr. Chair, because up to now we have to complete the basic infrastructure facilities like the telecommunication lines.
It's because nobody wants to go there. And because you don't have the people who will man the online gaming. Sino mga tauhan ninyo din mag-online? Wala. Alright, now, you've had this airport there for almost 13 years, at least 10 years. So, have you had regular flights to the APECO International Airport?
Wala po, but it is, nagagamit naman po pagka merong mga magagamit, no? Katulad doon nung pagpunta ni Presidente Duterte noong Mayo, nagamit po yon. Ganun lang po nagagamit yun dahil kung titingnan niyo po, hindi po sapat yung budget na binigay ng gobyerno para maipagpatuloy po ito na maging isang regular airport. ito rin po ay proyekto ng CAAP, hindi po ito proyekto ng APECO.
Yes, but that was already, but that airport was built already. It was built 50 years ago, and then it was extended only by APECO. But that airport was there because I landed there already in 1969. So, nandun na yun. But it was concreted and extended a little bit by APECO. So with that, 1,200 meters kayata, you're allowed to take in all sorts of commercial flights, like at least the, if not the Boeing 737, at least the, yung mga Bombardier and ATR. How many Bombardier and ATRs have landed there?
Wala pa po. Para yung C-130 lang po ang naglalaan pa.
Hindi, yung C-130, military yan eh. Pero yung commercial, wala.
Thank you po, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Senator Osmeña, with regards dun po sa airport, nang mag-assume po tayo rin as Deputy Administrator, totoo po yung sinabi nyo na matagal na yan. Kaya nga po dinevelop natin yan para yung norte natin marating dahil naiwanan siya ng panahon. Kinakailangan, kaya nga po binuo natin yung APECO na yan dahil doon po sa batas na nakakomit po ang government ng 10 billion para iayos natin yan. Pero dahil po sa karamihan ng kumokontra na hindi naman taga-Kasiguran, hindi taga-Aurora, ganyan po ang nangyari na hinto siya. Pero sa ganun pa man, pinipilit po namin na ito'y magamit at nagamit po ito sa pagpunta ng mga cabinet secretary ng Presidente ng Republika ng Pilipinas. At kung may mga emergency, meron tayong mga prospective na locator, they use that airport.
Alright, but
Kaya po, ang hinihiling po namin,
how many locators do you have there?
Marami pong locator na
How
nagpunta
many
na ron.
locators do you have there now,
Sa ngayon po, we have
today?
Meron po kami isang malaking kumpanya na gumagawa ng, tawag po namin dito, para po sa mga Japanese market. Ito po ay Bila. Matatapos nila yung kanilang phase 1, which is about 5,000 square meters, 6 na units ng villa, with 4 rooms in a villa.
Villa?
Villa ho, para kung mga retirement or pang time sharing po ba? Time sharing ng mga
Villa.
turista. Oh, villa.
Saan yung,
Dito
saan
po
yung
sa loob
pictures
ng
villa?
APECO.
Saan yung pictures ng villa?
Meron ba tayong presentation? Matt, can you please post that picture of JPEG? Ito po ang nakikita namin magti-trigger sa tourism starting next year. And probably with the assistance of CAAP, baka po ma-improve yung runway. Kasi runway lang po talaga yun, airstrip. Wala pong terminal, wala man lang kong equipment. In case of any emergency, hindi ko talaga makukonsider na airport. Pagka halimbawa may nasirang aeroplano, ano po ang gagawin natin? Mag-i-stay lang po dun yan. Yun lang po talaga. We only need funds to support the airport. At yan po ay nasa project na ho ng CAAP. Hindi ho yan proyekto ng APECO. Proyekto po yan ng CAAP. Can we please pause? Wala ba dyan sa presentation natin?
Before, so that we don't waste time while we are still fixing the slides. Anyway, siguro just a few questions, no? Siguro kay President Madokdok, so do we expect any investment activities in APECO before the year ends, or ano po yung mga prospective natin? Kasi yun po yung pinaka, that is I think that the most, yun po yung issue sa inyo, that government has been spending, already has spent about 1.7 billion for the past years, but there has been no investments, no? Yung expected investments hasn't come. So ano po ang plano kaya?
Ito nga yung isang malaking proyekto ito ng Japanese company. Ayan ho yung tinatawag nilang BILA. So, yung first slide nga, Matt. Ayan po. Ayan ho yung development nila. Diyan po yan, nasa dulo ho ng campus, corporate campus. Malapit po yan sa beach, no? Ayan po yan, yung phase 1 nila. 6 na units po yung ginagawa ngayon at hopefully by the first or second quarter, yan po ay magiging operational. And this will attract mga foreign tourists.
So these are for tourism ito ang plano.
Tourism po
but
yan.
is that nandun ba yan sa beachfront? Ang location?
Ipakita mo yung location. Ayan po. Ayan po yung runway, makikita nyo.
Kasi parang sandali, nandun tayo sa may industrial estate, no? Parang industrial
Yan po
park.
yan, yan yung corporate
Tapos
campus.
meron ding beachfront. So ano po ang magiging direction natin? Will we pursue the industrial investments to come via the industrial parks, or will we now shift to tourism ventures?
Tulad po ng assessment ng NEDA, ang sabi nila is to concentrate on agri and aqua. So, nandun po kami yung sa area ng aqua. Yun nga pong sinabi ko kanina, yun pong Kasiguran Sound and Kasiguran Bay. We have 2 prospective investors. Kiniklaro na lang po namin ngayon kung sino magmamanage nung Kasiguran Sound and Kasiguran Bay para ho maproteksyonan ng pollution ng tubig. Ayan po, yan po yung investor naming malaki.
Malaki. Gano'ng kalaki?
Ano po yun? 11 bilas. Hindi ko kami binigyan ng costing nung by bila eh. Pero they will be putting up 100 bilas dyan po sa area na yan.
100 bilas.
Laho.
And you don't know how much it costs.
Hindi ho binigay sa amin yung costing eh. Sorry po.
That is very funny because when a locator comes to you, he tells you exactly how much his project will cost. Baka gawa-gawa lang din yung bila na yan.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Opo. Yung
What is the name of,
pagkakagawa po
ano pangalan ng kumpanya na yan?
JPEC ho. JPECE. JPEC.
And it is a Japanese company?
Opo.
And they're putting up 9 villas.
6 villas po yung ngayon. Ayan po yung land use plan noong 496 hectares ng
Hindi
APEC.
bali na yung land use plan kasi hindi naman sinusundan yan eh. Anong
Ayan o yung tourism area. Yan yung kulay green na yan. Nandiyan po yung
Yeah,
development.
but you don't have any locators for any of the other sites. So what is the use of having that plan?
Yung agri-aqua ho, magkakaroon po yan.
10 years na kayo. Wala pa
Hindi po
locators.
kumpleto ang infrastruktura. Sabi ko po kanina sa aking presentation, hanggat wala pong kuryente. Wala pong kuryente yan eh.
Yeah,
Wala ho
but
tayong
you-
tubig, wala ho tayong
That's what you should
wastewater.
have first done. The electricity. That's the very first thing you'll do. And then the water.
Mr. Chair.
You don't build everything and then afterwards you say, nakalimutan natin yung elektrisidad.
Mr. Senator, tama po yung sabi nyo. Pero ano po no, kasi ang nangyari po dyan, hinold nyo po yung budget ng APECO na nakalagay dun sa atin na 10 billion. Yung pong 1.2 billion na nagastos natin, isang plano lang, kung nagpe-present kami ng Clark at saka Subic, isang ground lang nila yun. Sa development, kung titingnan nyo naman po yung accomplishment na nagawa ng APECO, may building kami riyan, may road, may infrastructure kami. Kung titingnan nyo po yung ratio ng 1.2 billion dun sa nagawa ng APECO, more than that. Ngayon po, yung tungkol sa kuryente, bigyan nyo po yung budget sa amin at ipagagawa namin yung kuryente at soon, yung lahat ng tinatanong nyo po, masasagot po dito sa kasiguran. Kasi po, ang nangyari, nagkaroon po tayo, Mr. Senator
You know,
JB.
Senator Angara never asked for a budget for electricity. Never.
Pero kasama po yun doon sa budget namin na
His
hinihingi.
budget was for local hires, not electricity. His budget was for the airport, not electricity. His budget was for the Kasiguran Baler Road, not electricity. Not once did he ever ask for electricity.
Doon po sa program namin sa financial,
Oh.
Mr. Senator, nakasama po yan. Pero kung marireleasean niyo po yung nakaalat na budget ng APECO, magagawa po namin lahat ng hinahanap ninyo. Bigyan niyo po kami ng pagkakataon. Kasi po ang problema sa atin, yung pong nag-object sa amin, hindi taga-kasiguran. Andito po yung lehitimong taga-kasiguran. Tanungin po natin kung yung leader na nag-present ng fisherman at saka taga-ron, andito po sila.
Okay.
Tanungin po natin yung mga nag-object kung nakita na nila yung lugar ng APECO at kung nakita na nila yung kultura ng mga tao ron na naghihirap. Yun po, kaya po hinihingi namin yung budget para maikuhan po natin. Maumpisahan yung hinihingi nyo pong development, Mr. Senator.
All right. But still, you don't have water. So you don't have electricity, you don't have water.
Mr. Senator JB, Chairman, kung bibigyan nyo po yung budget, matutupad po
Bakit
yung
kami
hinihingi ni
magbibigay
Senator
ng
Osmeña.
budget sa inyo? Hindi naman ninyo hinihingi ang budget na for water and for electricity.
Ngayon po hinihingi
And
namin,
number
Mr.
two,
Senator.
Ngayon po, hinihingi ninyo.
With your indulgence, Mr. Chair, meron po kaming project for water this coming 2018. Actually, Kasiguran has plenty of water, so we just need the facility. Then come by the third quarter of 2018, we have our central water reservoir na ilalagay po sa APECO. So, nasa pipeline na po yun together with the sewerage treatment plant. Ngayon kasi sir, yan po kasi yung mga basics because the agri and aqua industry will need those two facilities. Now,
Those two
if I
facilities
may,
will
sir,
be needed by any kind
we've been
of-
doing this Senate hearing, I think, since 2010. I was here. Hinahanapan niyo po ang APECO ng supposedly ito dapat yung development within the area. And yet, for the past 8 years na nag-exist ang APECO, parang na-strangle po kasi yung pondo. So if we expect APECO to be like Subic, to be like the authority of the Freeport area of Bataan, to be like other economic zones, I think it is the right of APECO na ponduhan naman po siya. If nakita niyo po yung presentation namin kanina, for the last 5 years, sir, caretaker budget lang po yung binibigay natin. And yet, you expect the runway to be fully operational. You expect we have so many locators to be there. Pero yet, where's the funds? Sir, ako sir, nag-aral din ako ng business, ano.
So,
And applying this to the government.
Approach this year, where
How,
are the funds?
sir, with your indulgence, kasi sir, if your government doesn't invest dun mismo sa project,
Wait a
how
minute.
come the private money
This year,
will go
you're
there?
asking for more funds. In the past years, you already had the funds, but you never put the budget for the electricity, which is the number one matter there.
Ito pong hinihinga, with the indulgence of Senator Osmeña, yung pong 48 million, parang pang...
Sir, pampasweldo lang po yan.
Pampasweldo lang yan. Anyway, just to give us an idea, magkano po ang abutin ng mga pinopropose para, like you say, papasok ang negosyo. Pag wala ho talaga, tama Senator Osmeña, walang papasok kung walang utilities. So, magkano po ang kakailanganin for electricity, for water systems? Medyo may kalakihan do ito. So, for ang sinasabi po ng APECO, is through the years, maintenance lang ito, pang pasweldo. So, magkano ba talaga ang kailangan?
Magkano?
Para na malaman natin.
Phase by phase po namin, last year po nanghingi kami ng 1.6 billion para dyan sa basic na yun. Pero ang binigay po sa amin is yun lang din dati, 58 million lang.
Maintenance lang,
Opo.
papasweldo lang. So, not unless we give you the budget, hindi po magkakaroon tayo ng utilities, ng kuryente at ng tubig.
Tama po.
So, itong 40-50 million na ito is really Pangsweldo na ng gwardiya siguro, mga maintenance.
Opo. Pwede po kayang ipadala na lang namin sa inyo yung, we don't have the copy of yung sinabmit po namin sa NEDA. We have presented to NEDA and to DBM yung mga kailangan namin.
So yung
para sa
1.6 billion,
infrastructure.
Mr. Badokdok, sabi ni Mr. Anthony Valencia, yung 1.6 is for, ano yan, electricity and water utilities na rin, kasama na ba yung kuryente? O
Yung
pati
kuryente,
tubig?
sir, wala pa po. It's more on the water, the road networks we have there, and yung mga phase 2 ng mga iba pang projects pa po doon. Kasi sir, yung electricity, sir, medyo malaki po ang kailangan kasi so we're doing it by phase.
Wala po yung NGCP doon eh.
They're doing it by phases,
Oo.
electricity.
So gaano kalayo yung NGCP kung wala pa? Para
It's
lang-
130.
para may-
From Baler po, wala pa atang NGCP sa Baler eh. Meron na ba?
may kuryente na
Ang
rin.
NGC po namin is 1/3 of Kasiguran is being served by NGCP. But most of the APECO corporate campus is being served by, there is a SPAG there, Napocor, 1 megawatt diesel genset. Pero po kung i-connect kami sa NGCP, mga nasa 3 kilometers pa po ang distance po from the corporate campus, Mr. Chair.
So I should budget from NGCP. Hindi, I mean, have you asked for a budget from NGCP? No.
Private po kasi yun eh.
No, you have not asked for a budget
Um,
from NGCP. That is part of the budget of NGCP, not part of the budget of the national government. The NGCP then collects it from the national government over the years.
Mr. Chair, kaya po nagiging chicken or egg situation kasi pag ang NGCP po, they will look for demand of power. So ang problema naman, wala kaming masabing demand. Yung tama po yung sinabi niyo, wala nga po makapag-locate kasi ang hahanapin naman nila kuryente. Pero yung NGCP naman ang hahanapin demand. So doon po kami na stall.
So what happens now?
Po kaya po ang tinapos lang po namin yung underground distribution line within within parcel 1 lang po. Yung parcel 2 po wala pa talaga siyang road network, wala pang underground power line, wala pang telecommunication lines. Ang kagandahan lang po ang PLDT, parang nung last meeting po namin last week, nag-decide na raw yung board nila to put up a fiber optic facility po from Baler to Kasiguran. Kasi meron na pong fiber optic telecommunication line sa Baler. Kaya lang po 120 kilometers pa po ang distance from Baler to Kasiguran. But during the last week meeting po, na-approve naman na daw po ng board nila. Hoping po by first quarter next year, tapos na po yung fiber optic lines from Baler to Kasiguran.
Fiber optic for NGCP?
Hindi po, sa telecommunication lines po sa Senator. Yung kuryente po kasi sa totoo lang, tatlo po ngayon yung nagiging source. Yung NGCP, 1/3 ng Kasiguran is connected sa NGCP. Then, yung...
So 3 kilometers na lang para umabot doon sa APECO area.
Opo, pero hindi
3
po siya
kilometers.
babudgetan ng NGCP kasi ang hahanapin naman nila, demand for power, which we cannot commit kasi ang tatanungin naman ng investor, wala naman kuryente dyan, so we cannot commit any
So
investment.
in a nutshell lang, magkano talagang kailangan
Yung
para nga electricity and
yung meeting po
water?
ni DA
water
namin
source.
sa Napocor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, nung
Opo.
nag-meeting po kami with Napocor and Aurelco, para makakonect po ang APECO doon sa kanilang pinaka-nearest line, they need a 1 billion, at least 1 billion fund para doon sa costing ng kuryente po na maitatap nila yung APECO po.
Of course, ang hirap kasi din ng sitwasyon dito. No? Of course, gusto rin naman natin mabigyan ng kabuhayan. Ang kasiguran is talagang isolated. Kumbaga, ito lang siguro yung pagkakataon nila magkaroon ng development. Kaya lang, ang problema naman, paano naman papasok ang development kung wala tayong utilities? Hindi talaga papasok ang kahit na sinong negosyante dyan kung wala tayong kuryente, kung wala tayong tubig at communication. No? Kaya siguro inaano ko, gusto ko malaman kung magkano po yung balak ninyo, yung wag na by phase para makumpleto po yung utilities. Meron ba kayong idea na? Meron kayong computation?
Wala po. Pwede yung ipadala, submit na lang po namin. Kung pwede yung mga tomorrow pa, submit po namin.
Doon po sa ano, sa mga oppositors, totoo bang ano, sino bang taga-ano doon? Si Casito, kayo po yung matagal ng talagang tubong ano.
Opo.
Opo. Pero yung mga ibang magkakakilala naman kayo, yung mga ibang kasama dito.
Wala pong hindi taga roon. Yung
Oo,
binabanggit po kanina nung isang kagalang-galang nagsalita dyan, lahat po kami na naapektuhan ay kasiguranin po.
Walang
Walang
kayo
kayuhan
lugar
doon.
nyo, dapat magkakakilala kayo talaga.
Ay, yung nagsalita po, taga-Canada yan eh. Kami po mga Pilipinong taga-kasiguran.
Sir,
Sa totoo lang po.
paano nyo po, napunta lang ako ng Canada na ilang panahon, taga-Canada na sir ako. Pero,
Hindi po.
sorry po, tanong na lang po natin dito sa lihito mga leader ng kasiguran.
Yung 100 po, yung mga local officials na
Opo,
kasama nyo.
Nandito po sila
Oo
lahat.
nga. Hindi, I understand. Kaya, siguro, dahil ito na yung kanilang chance para gumanda yung takbo ng buhay. Kaya lang, chicken and egg nga. Siyempre, yung oppositors naman, ang hirap actually, sa totoo, napakahirap nito. Walang gustong humawak ng APECO eh. Ako na lang kumuha, no? Si Senator Osmeña, yung kanyang pinupunto, sayang yung pera ng yung ginugugol ng mga na taon-taon na wala naman nangyayari, no? Kaya lang yung sa inyo naman, wala rin naman papasok na negosyante kung wala yung utilities at walang pupunduhan. Okay? So siguro, meron lang akong mga konting tatanong, no? Yung sa mga COA report, paano natin siguro ito yung mga dapat yung sagutin, no? Probably we can endorse this, pero but we will need your answers, no? Dito sa mga issues, just the indulgence of Senator Osmeña. During last year's budget deliberations, your agency was not under the subcommittee, no? Kaya nga, hindi po ako ang nag-hear nito, kaya lang wala talagang gustong kumuha. Kaya ako naman, lahat na ibigay sa akin ng chairman ko, kinukuha ko. Last year, DILG, dahil napaka-controversial, ayaw po ni Senator Loren, 2 days before, ako rin ang kumuha. Anyway, upon reviewing the transcript of your budget presentation last year, we noticed that some recommendations were given by my fellow senators to improve the performance of APECO. Meron bang may recommendations ang ating mga kasamahan? With regards to the issue of farmers and fisher folks in the zone, were dialogues initiated by, ito siguro yung please take note, no? With regards to the issues of farmers and fisher folks in the zone, were dialogues initiated by the APECO management with the concerned sectors? And if yes, what are the results of the said dialogues? No? Number 1. Number 2, it was also pointed out that despite the fact that the location of APECO is typhoon prone, there should be innovation so that investors will still be willing to go and invest in APECO. How is this commitment reflected in your master plan? Okay, please take note, ha? Number 3, you also explained last year about your shift to Agri-Aqua Zone in APECO. May we know the status of this and the development that you have undertaken to achieve this? How much has been allocated for this purpose and what are the progress, no? As to this shift? Pwede mo Pwede niyo sagutin ngayon yung iba or will you just submit in writing?
Para maging maganda ang sagot, sasabit na lang po namin.
Yes.
And can we have a copy po ng mga...
Apo, we will provide you, no, with the copies, with these questions, with these pending concerns, because ano nga talaga, we have to balance, no? We hear the position of the oppositors, kasi nga po sayang naman yung taon-taon nag-ano tayo na wala na mapasok investments, but also ganun din naman yung sa kasiguran local government and na yung APECO na ito lang yung parang pagkakataon na sila naman umangat, no, na wala talaga ron dahil isolated ang kasiguran di ba? So we will balance and we will await for those issues, no, before we can recommend the approval.
Okay po. Ito po yung isasubmit po namin yun in regard to the Commission on Audit, no? Yung tungkol sa observation last budget hearing. Pati ho yung mga resulta ng dialogues na ginawa namin. Isasubmit po namin to kasi po ang unang nanghingi sa amin ito si Senator Gordon, no? Kaya bibigyan po namin yun ng chair para dun sa same report na binigay po namin kay Senator Gordon.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, Attorney Aguila.
Mr. Chair, just very briefly, I think Sorry, pardon my voice. I'm coming out of the flu. I think what has to be made clear is that while the chicken or egg issue is before us, I think the main issue really is there's no plan. If there is no plan, you cannot possibly sell an idea. Therefore, impel people to move. Because until now, everyone's confused. Is it an agri-aqua venture? Is it eco-industrial? Is it now a front for military operations? Is it online gaming? Because if the claim is to increase productivity of the farmers and fisher folk, then why the effort for fiber internet and telecommunications first and foremost? I think that's where the chicken comes first in that sense. Until now, the people of Kasiguran don't know what the plan is. And that's really at the heart of the monster that APECO is. It's a super body without a clear direction that changes from time to time. And then people are forced to create a fictional demand when it will never come because the idea has never been clear from day one.
Anyway, Attorney Aguila, are you from PSO also, from Aurora?
Oh, I'm
Ano,
one of the
just-
volunteer lawyers with the
volunteer
Simbahang
lawyers.
Lingkod ng Bayan
But
who's
just
assisting them.
Okay.
Because it's such a national controversy and such a national scandal, we feel everyone should be involved and should be aware of the issue.
Now just because we just want to know also what the interests are, no? At least we hear it from Steven. About si Tristan, are you from or just concerned also with the
I'm also a volunteer for Simbang Lingkod ng Bayan, but for the past year, I have lived with the farmers, I have lived with the fisher folks and IPs of Kasiguran.
Okay. So it's kasito kayo lang yung talagang taal yung mga kasamang mga isda at mga
Opo.
paano yung dito? Kasama niyo rin? Magkakilala po kayo?
Yes po. Mga kapitan ng kilala namin.
Okay, mga local official. Kasi naman siguro man sa lugar na yun, dapat magkakilala kayo lahat. But before we continue, siguro tanong ko na lang sa APECO, what is the final plan? No? Ano po talaga ang strategy? Is it agro, aqua,
Right now po,
agricultural? Ano ba talaga ho? Para lang
we are now
para malaman
focusing
natin.
on the NEDA assessment, which is agri-aqua, and then ecotourism, and the last will be light industry.
So wala
As-
nang industry, wala na.
Pero
Yung po,
third po
light
yan,
lang.
nasa kwan po yun. Wala akong...
Hindi kasi it will be
wala
very
akong
hard to
heavy
mix.
industry.
Mahirap pong i-mix yung tourism, di ba? Meron kayong mga villas.
Yes, opo.
Tapos kung magkakaroon kayo ng industries, parang it will be hindi ho magandang tamang para iisang zone. So probably, siguro yung sinasabi nyong aqua, pwede pa, and ecotourism, but
Light
magiging
industry.
chapsuy kasi. Kailangan you really have to have a strategy, clear-cut strategy, because if I'm an investor, I would look at the direction, kung ano po ang strategy, ano po yung roadmap, ano yung master plan. Di ba? So, the same way, ganun din po ang ating pong sigurong suggestion, kung meron talaga. Come up with a clear strategy and the direction that you would want to take, no? Para, at least, saka yung ano rin po, pakibigay na po sa amin, yung pong kailangan nyo pang plano, no? For that utilities that is needed for business to come in. Kasi not unless electricity and water are available, wala ho talagang papasok. Di ba? And communication. Di ba? So, can you submit and we will just but we will await also your reply to the concerns that I have raised. We will give you a copy
Opo,
before we recommend the approval of your budget if necessary, because we would want those questions answered first and those issues resolved. Sige po, Sita, meron kayong sabihin?
Sa panig po ng mamamayan ng Kasiguran, kaya naming magpaunlad ng bayan na walang APECO. Kasi sa ngayon po may mga sa tulong ng Senado, may 40 milyon na naibigay sa mamamayan, at ngayon po ay ang mga katutubo na bigyan ng mga hayop na alagaan. May mga makinarya para sa magsasaka, at mayroon ding makinarya para sa ng fishing vessel para sa mga mangisda. So, yun lamang po yung tanging hinihiling namin, na kung aangat man ang isang lugar, dapat ang mga mamamayan ay dapat kasamang angat. Hindi yung ilan lamang dyan ang nagsisikap niyan para sa kanilang kapakanan. Yun lang po.
Senator JV, can we request some of the constituents of Kasiguran to speak? Maybe
Anybody
one or
from
three
the
of
local
them?
government here? Sino pa ang pinaka-highest ranking sa
Yeah.
local government? Paki-identify. Sige
So,
po,
sa
bibigyan
IP
natin.
po
before-
yan, sa IP.
Sa IP.
Tsaka yung provincial.
So, para mapabilis na, siguro pagkatapos yan ng IP representative, yung isa pong local government, tapos we will already wrap up, no? We will ask yung, siguro yung mga things that you have to submit. Sige po, sir, kayo po, please identify yourself.
Magandang umaga po sa ating dalawang senador, Ejercito Senador Osmeña, at sa lahat po dito sa aming meeting. Ako po si Dr. Cesar Pimentel, Provincial Board Member ng Aurora, physician by profession. Ako po ay 3-term board member at nakita ko ang kalagayan ng Aurora at marami po akong napansin na hindi tama sa mga sinabi ng iba. Unang-una, umunlad ang Aurora, including Kasiguran, including Baler, including Dingalan, lahat po ng bayan doon nag-unlad. Why? Dahil po sa APECO. Ang daan namin mula Manila hanggang sa pinakadulo ng Kasiguran o Dilasag ay napakaganda na ngayon. And I think you have seen it. Super highway. Dati, it will take you several hours to get to where you are or you want to go. Eh ngayon po, napakaganda na. Bakit? Gawa ng APECO. So hindi po naman sa APECO lang natin i-blame ang kahirapan o ang hindi kagandahan. Hindi po. Meron tayong mga collateral benefits na gawa ng APECO. Maaaring hindi natin nakikita ngayon ang improvement na gawa ng APECO, pero yung mga collateral benefits naroon na po. From 2008, ang tourist namin ay 6,000 lang. In 9 years, it's 1.3 million. It's more than Siargao and more than Boracay,
Wait a minute.
the number of visitors.
You 1.3 million visitors to Kasiguran?
Hindi po. Buong Aurora.
Buong Aurora.
Buong Aurora po.
That includes Baler.
Yes, it includes Baler.
Okay.
Pero kaya nga po, ang mostly, ang sabi nila, not only the beauty of Baler and the surfing area, but also because of the roads. And some of these go over to Kasiguran and Dilasag. And Dilasag has one Boracay-like beach which is almost totally white. Yan na po din-develop lang ngayon. Iyan po ay kung hindi siguro sa APECO, hindi magkakaroon ng ganyang kagandahan ngayon sa buong Aurora. Marami po nagkaroon ng trabaho. Collateral benefits din po.
Doc,
Yes,
kayo po yung,
yes, sir.
you're on your third term already? As,
I'm on my
member?
third term.
You're on your third term.
Yes, sir.
So yung APECO is being, of course, is being supported by the whole provincial board, yung po development?
Yes, by the whole provincial board. It is supported by even the LGUs. So, ang support po sa Aurelco ay almost total. Yung nga lang po mga anti na hindi sumusupport sa APECO, sila po ang very vocal. Pero there's one thing that I would like you to know also. Our nation is overwhelmed with unspent money. Hindi po gumagalaw yung pera niyan. Kahit sa provincial government of Aurora, sa ngayon po meron kayong 80 million. Ilang months na lang ang natira. May 80 million pa kami, pero hindi nagagastos. So goes with the nation. Hundreds of millions hindi na i-spend. Bakit natin ipagkakait sa iba yung pera ngayon na hindi nagagastos. Kahit na, sabi ko nga, kahit na tayo magkautang, nababayaran naman natin dahil meron tayong na budget na binibigay sa IRA, sa IRA. Eh kahit tayo magkautang, mababayaran naman. Pero spend that money, roll it over, para naman makabenefit sa mga tao. Hindi po ba, Senador? Spend the money.
Anyway,
Hindi po natin kailangang tipirin yun.
now we re-up to kasi nga talagang chicken or the egg, we want, of course, gusto rin naman nating umunlad po yung lugar na yon dahil wala ho talaga, dahil isolated. Kaya lang, ano po ang investment plan? No? Mamaya ho ay, before we conclude, before I recommend the conditional, no, I would want to get also kung ano po talaga yung magiging plano ng...
Opo, Senator. I had talked with the President and probably
Sige ba?
we'll have to
Actually,
talk
nakuha
about
na
it.
namin. At least we already got this. Siyempre, of course, the Provincial Board of Aurora supports this. Siyempre, ito po yung, siguro sa area yun yung tingin yung magiging susi for the, sa kaunlaran, no, for development. Sige, marinig ko lang po rin siguro, bago tayo mag-wrap up.
Salamat po.
Siguro yung ating mga IPs, representative, Ms. Conchita Descarga.
Descarga po. Magandang umaga po sa lahat, lalo na po sa ating tagapangulo sa ngayon at kay Senador Osmeña po. Ako po si Conchita Descarga, tribal leader ng mga dumagat sa Kasiguran at ngayon po sa kasalukuyan ay punong barangay ng Barangay Calabgan kung saan doon nakatira si Mr. Sito Tuduk na tagapagsalita natin kanina. Sinasabi po niya na mangisda, samahan na mangisda. Sa pagkakaalam ko po, Federation chairman siya na mangisda. Bago lang. Ano po, ang legal na samahan ng mga mangisda, nandito po sa tabi ko, na nakatira sa Barangay Esteves kung saan meron pong APECO. Siya po ang magsasabi mamaya kung talagang naapektuhan ang mga mangisda. At saka si Mr. Sito Tuduk, yung mga huli nila na isda, sa pangisda, mga kami rin ng mga taga-APECO ang bumibili. So, hindi po nila dapat sabihin na hindi pinapakinabangan ng APECO. So, ang pinakamaganda po siguro, tagapangulo, bigyan po natin ng pagkakataon ang APECO na ituloy ang pondo, wag nating kontrahin ng kontrahin dahil nakikita naman yung mga bagay na ginawa na ng APECO. Sa katunayan, nandito ang mga katutubong dumagat na nabigyan ng trabaho. At sa dati ay kung kumain sila paminsan lang sa isang araw, pero ngayon ay kumakain sila ng 3 beses ang araw kasi binigyan sila ng pagkakataon kahit hindi sila nakapag-aral, binigyan ng pagkataon na makapagtrabaho sa APECO. Ano po, bilang bantay gubat. At ang nung isang araw pala binubulong sa akin, yung pong binigay ng senador na 40 million o 48 million, ay hindi rin po tama ang kanilang ginagawa. Kasi binigay po nila yung mga proyekto nila sa mga tao lang din nila. Hindi po nila dinaan sa konsultasyon. Sa mga tribal chieftain, hindi po alam ng mga tribal chieftain yung kanilang mga pinamimigay na mga hayop, mga baka, kalabaw, at kung ano-ano pang gamit. Sana po, idaan din nila sa konsultasyon. Idaan din nila sa tribal council, yung pamumuno ng mga chieftain. At sa mga kapitan, si Mr. Sito Tuduk, napakarami po niyang proyekto galing sa 40 million. Pero hindi po siya nagpa-meeting sa Barangay Calabgan para ipaalam ano ba yung mga proyekto, para kanino ba yun. Ang alam po namin, ang 40 million na yun ay galing din sa buwis ng tao. Dapat po para sa lahat, hindi lang sa ilan. Kaya kung may corruption na sinasabi nila sa APECO, baka sila may corruption din kasi hindi nila ilalatag yung kanilang mga pinagagawa. Yun lamang po at natataranta na ako. Yun lamang po, maraming salamat at magandang umaga sa lahat.
Salamat po. Minam kayo muna kayong tubig. Marang. So, Mr. Enrico Colak, sige po, sandali lang ho. Okay na.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat.
Ako po bilang presidente po ng Samahang Mangingisda ng Barangay Esteves ay magpapatunay po sa inyo na kami po ay walang pag-alinlangan sa APECO at ito po ay sabagkus ay tumutulong pa po sila sa amin at sa katunayan po ay kami po ay nagmi-meeting paminsan-minsan ng APECO at balak po nila kami na tulungan, bigyan ng malalaking bangka na pangisda para po kami makalaot doon sa mas malawakan na paglautan at makarami po ang nanghuli. Alang-alang po sa pamilya namin, sa amin pong mga pamilya ng mga kasapi ng estasyon. At wala po kami agam-agam na katulad ng sinasabi po ng iba dyan na ipagbabawal kung ano-ano na kami po ay baka hindi naman kapangisda, pagbawalan, yan po ay wala pong katotohanan. At kaya po kami nandito sumasama para po mabigyan ng budget ang APICO dahil malaki po ang aming utang na loob dyan dahil kung hindi po sa APICO, sa daan lang po, hirap na hirap kami, mga rough road po na dinadaanan namin. Yung pabaler lang po hanggang Kasiguran, inaabot kami dati ng 13 oras, ngayon po napakaginhawa na at ang aming pong lugar, ang aming barangay, marami na pong mga kalsada na talagang napakaginhawa na po. At yan po ay amin pong utang na loob sa APICO. Ang pasilidad po namin ng aming pong kalsada ay mga simentado na po lahat, napakaginhawa na. Kami po ay nakakagalaw ng maayos. At karamihan po sa amin ay nabigyan na rin po ng trabaho, mga nagtatrabaho po ang karamihan sa amin doon po sa APICO, gumagawa po ng mga building, marami pa pong iba. Yun lang po, marami pong salamat.
Yes, bago tayo magtapos, si Senator Osmeña may gusto lang sabihin.
You know, the whole problem here was that this APECO was organized for another reason. That was to get as much money as you can from the improvements that would be made on it. So it was used as an attraction to put up the Baler-Kasiguran Highway, 500 million, ang SOP dun, 20%, at saka yung mga iba pa, yung mga improvement of the airport, 300 million. So this made a lot of sense to the one who sponsored it because he made a lot of money. Number two, he was also looking at now gaming. Ngayon, yung gaming. Sino may master licensing ninyo sa APECO? Who's your master licensing? I'm asking you a question, Mr. Dupatukduk.
Pacific Seaboard po.
Yeah. He's the master licensee. In other words, everybody else has to pay Pacific Seaboard, not APECO. And that is the reason why this was brought into play, because of the POGO, the Pacific, the online gaming. Now, unfortunately, that's already out the window because the President said no gaming facilities in Manila while the master licensee is in Kasiguran. So, hindi pwede na ganon. Now, we also said that this was a false pretense of putting up an APECO or a Freeport in Kasiguran because nobody would go there. May roro kayo dyan, di ba? May roro kayo, di ba?
Wala po sa loob ng APECO.
Yes, I know, but you have a roro.
Sa Kasiguran po yan.
You have a roro.
Yeah.
It is part of your presentation.
Yan po yung plano ng International Seaport, hindi po yung RORO. International Seaport po yan.
Yeah, but eto, roro ito. And it's very clear it's a roro because nakita natin yung ramp, no? And it even said that if you have a ship, a real ship, not a roro ship, you have to bring your own facilities for loading and unloading. Now, this roro, how many roros do you have there now? How many roros go there?
I have no idea po kasi hindi po kami nagmamanage ng RORO.
Okay. But it was paid for by your budget.
Hindi po.
It was. But in any case, you have now changed because of that kalokohan of the NEDA from a Freeport, because NEDA said you'll never make money on a Freeport there. So you already spent 1.7 billion, hindi pala pwede seaport. Pero sabi ng NEDA, but because you have sunk costs, and this is the kalokohan of NEDA, pwede kayo mag-ecotourism at agri-aqua. So for 4 years, 2014, 15, 16, 17, and even 18, 5 years, you have had a chance to change to agri-aqua. But you still don't have a single agri-aqua locator there. So, next year, I will ask you the same questions. How many locators do you have? How many agri-aqua locators do you have? How many factory locators do you have? And your answer will be the same. We have none. So we will go on and on, but in the meantime, you've already grabbed the land of the Katutubos there. You've already grabbed their livelihoods, the livelihood of some fishermen there, and you've also grabbed 12,000 hectares in what you call this, San Ildefonso Peninsula. So yun lang masasabi ko. Next year, it will be the same situation. Not a single plane landed at Apeco International Airport, not a single locator located in Kasiguran. So that's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Osmeña, for joining us this morning.
Mr. Chair, if I may. Just if some of our contingents would like just a few words po, just to wrap up from our side lang rin po, Mr. Chair.
Who would want to speak because we have already heard Sito
Mr. Vic po.
Okay, sige po. Because we have to wrap up already. I'm sorry, but I have to, another committee. My other hat, I have to finish. So please identify yourself po.
I'm Father Joffren. Talaban, I've been there in Kasiguran for 19 years. So alam ko yung takbo talaga ng Pacific Economic Zone. At ako yung palagi nilang tinuturo na kumakalaban sa kanila. Because talaga naman, if you go last week, magkaroon po kami na community-based land use plan ng LGU. Kasi wala namang ipapakita yung tourism plan ng Apeco. Wala rin silang aqua project plan. No? So, yun ang sinasabi namin, dahil wala, nakita po na kailangan ibalik sa community-based approach ang development. At nagkatugma po ito dahil when they ask the opinion and the decisions of the community, may representative po ang mga sectors, all the official representatives from different sectors, IPs, Fisher Fox. Nagkasundo po kami na negative 36 talaga. Doon lahat ng mga sectors representative, no, official, sinasabi po nila hindi namin kailangan ang Apeco for development. Hindi kami mai-empower. Mas ma-empower kami kung galing sa amin. Ganun din ang tugon ng mga barangay officials na negative 19 ang nakuha ng Apeco. Sa LGU, it's I think 6% doon sa community use plan namin. So, ibig sabihin, ilan lang talaga ang may kagustuhan din. At nakita din namin yung mga projects na sinasabi nila, it's really, they are all failures. No? They could not even present a project that are successful. So, pag tinignan mo po ito at dinala mo po sa community, masasabi po natin na hindi talaga bumaba sa community yung mga proyekto nila. Lahat ng mga proyekto nila are failures. At hindi po totoo yung sinasabi ni Kapitan Conchita na hindi po nagkaroon ng consultation. Kasi po, ilang series of consultations kaya na-delay po ang 14 million implementations. Kasi we tried to meticulously study and then consult all the legitimate sectors po that will receive the 40 million na suporta ng Senate po. So, in fact, the LGU, the Office of the Mayor and the Sangguniang Bayad would say na talaga namang idinaan po sa tamang proseso. Kasama po ang regional BIFAR at saka DA. In other words, the community could stand without APECO. And when we look about development, para po sa tao ang development, hindi lang po sa iilan. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you, Father Talaban. Thank you, Father. Thank you po sa inyo pong pagbigay ng inyong pahayag, no? Para doon naman sa antay. So we have heard both sides extensively this morning. So before we cannot we cannot have this, cannot endorse yet for approval, no? The subsidy to for APECO, for national government subsidy, but we will just on the following conditions, we will siguro conditional approval, but we need you to submit kanina po yung mga questions. The committee will wait for it, and then likewise the submission of the investment portfolios at present to the subcommittee, if there are, patulad doon JPEC na kanina po. And then probably the 2019 proposed infrastructure plan of APECO, including power, water, and telecommunications plan. Because as pointed out this morning, nothing will happen. No? Kung wala ho talaga ito mga ito, wala rin papasok. No? So, at yun yung punto naman ng mga anti-APECO na sayang po ang pera kung wala namang nangyayari. Pero yung sa punto naman ng mga pro-APECO, wala namang mangyayari kung wala namang pondo, di ba? So we will just wait for the issues that were raised, no? Hintayin po namin ang inyong kasagutan before we discuss this again finally for endorsement, for approval. Okay? So again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This hearing is now suspended. Thank you po.